please close the door behind you. Hi, my name's Charlie Hudson and I'm the owner of the Hi Ho Club. The main thing about the menus is that they are storyboards, so it's about going on a journey with me through cocktails. The first menu I wrote was because a lot of the cocktails had depicted how my journey went. So I originally was going to open a bar called Yorkshire Soul Bar and Kitchen, which was supposed to be the best of everything in Yorkshire. And as I was opening the bar, I was doing some research for cocktails. The Marlene Dietrich was one that came up. And Marlene Dietrich was an old 1930s, 1940s Hollywood actress. She was a film noir actress from Germany, and she was a bit of an alcoholic, and she used to frequent a bar in Los Angeles called the Hi Ho Club. Oh my god, that's a brilliant name. It's a brilliant concept for a bar, prohibition, speakeasy, illegal booze, you know, loads of entertainment and all that kind of thing. Also cocktails and entertainment. I'm a massive music fan, you know, it's what is my life, and when I watched, like I said, Boogie Malone was one of my favourite films as a kid. You know, Fat Sam's Grand Slam, Speakeasy, you know, the whole, everyone's jazzing, dancers on stage, everyone's drinking, it's just a free-for-all, and you leave the world at the door, you come in, it's secret, no one knows you're there. I like the whole theatrics of it all, you know, the password, being included into a secret society. So all of those things really intrigue me. A lot of the cocktails and flavours I've picked up along that journey of getting the bar, which gave me the idea to put them into the storyboard. So the first one was, we called it the Melody Dietrich, we renamed Where It All Began. I spent 2 years building my dream concept. So 2018, 2019, I started looking for buildings and the business I was telling you about previously. And I looked around so many buildings and I got knocked back so many times. And when I finally found the first building that we had, I walked in and I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I realised it had a cellar and I didn't know it had a cellar. So I walked down to the cellar, and as I came out into the cellar and started walking through, the Hi Ho Club just kept building itself in front of me. It was like the Matrix, and I was looking around going, oh my god, secret rooms. You know, I could see where the bar was going to go, I could see where the band would go. I went home that night and I was like, I just built itself in front of me, like really like in a dream state. And then I woke up the next morning and I wrote the business plan in literally like probably about 4 hours, which is a bit inhuman. But yeah, so I did that, and then fast forward to the end of 2019, I get the license, so I get the building, all the paperwork goes through. I've saved up all my life for the dream bar, and so that name that I had, Another Funkin' Dream, because it was like, you know, literally it was dream state.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hi Ho Club, down at Charlie's place. Not many people here, early, it's early doors, like, the night is young though. Let's see how it happens, like, we'll play a bit of country blues to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I love you from my heart and soul. Almost treat you for my world. You know I love you. You know it's true. I'll give you all of my love. What more can I do? I'm walking, found myself down. Hope you'll understand. I just wanna be your lover now.
One called Life Sometimes Bites, and that was about that one closing down, and that's a harsher cocktail. It was basically an absinthe sour, which is quite an intense drink. And we get the keys a week before lockdown. Great times. And obviously all the builders were booked, so everything was all ready to go. Everything stopped, everything cancelled. So I lost every penny I had. Because we hadn't done a trade yet, we didn't get any help from the government until we were told in the October of 2020, if you sell something, you will start getting the money. So we did. A friend of mine, James, he sold mulled wine out of the door, and then obviously we started getting the checks, and then we opened the bar. I got poorly, unfortunately, so I got breast cancer. We opened the bar during my chemo with the help of all my friends, and then we traded for a year.
No, can I do?
So there's a brand called Hooting Owl Distillery in York. They came to visit me over at the last place, and we sat down and they gave me the raspberry gin, and it's a phenomenal flavour. And I made a sour with it, and I was like, oh my god, that's incredible. But we put a cherry in the top, it looked like a boob. And obviously because I'd lost my boobs due to the cancer, I was like, that's a great one to put on there. We called it Sugar Tits, and then the pound from that cocktail goes to the charity. Opening a bar whilst going through chemo and going through an international crisis such as COVID-19 was a little bit hairy. The lessons I learned from going through that, I don't think I would change anything, mainly because you can't, but I think you've got to you've got to become comfortable with everything that's happened in the past to be able to move forward. What it did for me was realise what great friends I have, what great family I have, what you can achieve under massive duress and stress, and what we did achieve, me and my team, was something that was magic for a year, and it really was. I mean, I wish you could have seen the last place. It was insanely good. It took my mind off the chemo. I'm not going to lie. So my friends were coming in on a night time and paint. I'd have my treatment, and then I'd be home for a few days, and then on the second week, when you're getting a bit better, I'd potter in and I'd sit there and I'd just point and shout at my friends, do that, because I couldn't really move very well. And yeah, you really know who your friends are, and it kept my mind off it. So it actually gave me something else to focus on, especially with the ADHD. I've got a lot going on up there. So sitting at home just focusing on the fact I've got cancer would have just probably killed me off. But I had so many other things to take my mind off it that I just battled through, and all of a sudden we were open. The hardest bit was watching someone else do the job, because I wasn't allowed to be in the bar because I had no immune system. That was torture. So that's what annoyed me more than actually having it. I couldn't be in the business I dreamt so long to open, and then I couldn't be in it.
With olives and olive wine.
In all the businesses I've ever had, I've always nurtured and coached my team. I gather staff like Rolling Stone gathers moss, and yeah, we have an absolute riot. We just have a laugh, and we all just get on. We're all friends, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad, but 99% of the time really good. And then I've got my family here. We already traded a year in the old place, so it's members only bar, so you have to be a member to get the password to get in. So we already had like 1,200 members, and everyone was so gutted it shut down. The only reason we shut down was because of past debts. It wasn't that we weren't busy, so it wasn't sustainable. So to actually get people here, but by not advertising and doing the word of mouth thing, which is something I felt really passionate about. Maybe some people might call that business suicide. I called it a challenge. It was difficult for the first couple of months, but I just did it on my own, and I had someone help me on a Saturday night. And then it started getting busier and busier, and then it was 2,000 members, then it was 3,000 members, then it was I better get another member of staff in. So this was the first menu in this particular Hi-Ho Club. So that was about Phoenix. That was about sort of coming up from the ashes, and the last place closing down, this one opening. So the Phoenix Rises was the finale. The concept itself will definitely be staying alive. 100%. No, I don't think we'll ever stop.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. That song was called Cheese.